the fact that there's quote unquote mistakes by scribes is not the same thing as saying there's a mistake in the original.
So for someone trying to reason this through, this might be all new information to a Christian, maybe grew up in the church and just always trusted the Bible was the word of God, and now they're finding out there's these variations between the manuscripts. How do we make sense of those variations with the doctrine of inerrancy? If we were raised believing that the Bible is without error, how does that make sense with the scribal variations?
Yeah, I get this question a lot from my students, and I always want to reassure people that you have to make a careful distinction between what inspiration is saying and the implications of textual transmission. So inspiration only has to do with whether what the original authors wrote is true, okay? Our claim about inspiration and inerrancy is that that was written under the inspiration of God, and therefore whatever it affirms a true thing. Textual criticism, though, doesn't deal with that. Textual criticism just asks the question, what did the original author write? So if you have a scribe that gives a variation and you realize it's a later variation and you can work your way back to the original, well, that doesn't affect inspiration and inerrancy because now you know what the original said, and now you can ask the question, well, was what the original said true and right? So the fact that there's quote-unquote mistakes by scribes is not the same thing as saying there's a mistake in the original. And I think that is an important distinction that people need to understand. And so when we say the Bible is mistake-free, we're not saying the copying is mistake-free, as if, think about it for a moment. Are we going to really suggest that for 1,500 years, no scribe ever made a single mistake ever after thousands and thousands of copies? You know, no amateur scribe, no child copying a verse from memory ever made an error? Well, of course not. There's going to be scribal mistakes, but it's not the same thing as saying that the original wording was wrong in terms of what it said. And so I don't think this affects inerrancy at all. And I think we can rest assured that whatever God says in the Bible can be trusted.
Yeah, that's really helpful.